What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, y'all? You know, it's your boy, Winston Murdoch, and I want to introduce you all to my podcast. And today, I got a very, 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 very special guest. His name is Garcia Brown, Chef Garcia Brown from Jamaica. How you doing, Garcia?
What up, people? I'm
What's
here, you know?
what's going on? What's going on?
I'm
So
good, vibing.
we're recording from Orlando, Florida. He came on a family vacation. I just drove up from Fort Lauderdale because I had to see him, and we had to do this sit down. So let's start. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well,
Yeah, tell me where you're from, what part of Jamaica you're from.
I don't know where to start.
As I know, it's a lot
Man,
to talk about.
there's a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Jamaica.
Yeah,
I originally hail from Spanish Town.
Spanish Town. Now that's
Yeah,
like close to Kingston, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I started this culinary journey at the age of 16, you know?
Oh, no, that's really cool. 16.
16, yeah.
So how did you know at 16 that you wanted to be a chef?
Well, going to high school, it was a vocational setting, and I had no interest in any other vocational area
Right, right.
other than
Than cooking.
cooking,
Well, back then
because
they call it food preparation.
food preparation. All
Right.
the girls were there at the time.
Right, right, right. Because the thing about it, I did the
So,
same thing. I did the same thing when I was going to high school. I wanted to do engineering,
yeah,
but they didn't have no space, so I was forced into home economics.
right.
I was so mad, but it worked out in my favor because now I found my passion. So I
Yeah,
understand what you're saying. I wasn't there for the girls, unlike you.
yeah.
I was just there because I didn't have a choice.
I mean, all the girl, and at that time I didn't even take it serious because cooking came naturally. Um, I grew up in a single parent home
Right, right.
with an older sibling, my sister. My mom's always out working, so we were forced to adopt certain life skills,
Right, right, right.
you
So pretty
know,
much you have to learn to cope on your own.
cope on our own.
Right.
So we started cooking. My mom, who is a very good cook, and all like relatives surrounding us, they cooked very well. So I think it was almost innated.
Right.
And as soon as I saw that it came easily, I loved it.
Right, right.
So I used to go to the oak food preparation classes, and just to hang with the girls and stuff.
You
But
talk about the girl. You were the worst,
yeah,
man.
no, but it's the truth. So I didn't even take notes in class. Even when the practicals came, I just I killed it.
Right, right, right.
Naturally. So my home economics teacher, she saw the natural talent, and she sent me to the Hilton Kingston Hotel
Mm-hmm.
for job experience. I went there,
Work experience.
work experience,
Right,
which
right, right.
lasts for like 2 weeks.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, 2 weeks. And then when I went there for 2 weeks, the chefs, they loved my energy as a youngster.
Right.
And they saw the natural, the passion
Right,
for
right, right.
learning the skills. So
Mm-hmm.
they just pulled me under their wings.
Right.
And I can remember even one of the chefs who ended up being one of our instructors. That's Carl Thomas.
Oh, for real? He was
Yeah,
at
at the
that same
time he
hotel.
was a sous chef at Hilton Kingston.
Ah,
And a guy named Alex Knight, aka Schoolie.
yeah. I
He,
don't know.
he he was a past student of Jonathan Grant High School.
Okay.
And they took me under their wings, and they said, it's a good opportunity,
Right.
and I just ran with it. I loved it so much, even when the time elapsed. I asked the chef, who was a French guy, Ivanik.
Right.
That I only remember his first name, the executive chef. I asked permission to be there that Saturday, so
So you can learn
from that
more.
time, so I can learn more. And from that time,
Right.
I've
Right.
been going there for like a year. And the thing that's quite remarkable when I look back is that I never had it like
You mean financially?
financially,
Right. Right. Right.
and it was a way and means of escape from what was going on in my community,
Right. Right. It's
the
like a
negative
distraction.
energy. Yeah. So I used to ask my mom for um, the bus fare to go to Kingston, and she was like, I don't have it.
Right.
And I used to walk from Old Harbour Road to Spanish Town Square, and I used to hitch a ride from the Spanish Town bus park to Arthur Tree, and I used to walk from Arthur Tree to New Kingston.
Right.
And if there were times when this is so embarrassing, like if I asked one of the conductors for
Which is like the person who collects the fare on
collect
the
the
bus.
fare
Right.
for a pass on the bus,
Mm-hmm.
if the next week comes and that's the bus I'm trying to get on, and
They
I
not
see this person, I try to just wait until another bus come, because I don't want it to
ask the same
seem as
person,
if
right? Like
it's
it's
an
a
habit,
right. 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 Right.
And I remember when I got there like 11 o'clock in the morning, started work by 11:30. I used to work from that time until about 11:30 in the night or 12 to catch a staff bus that came straight through my community
Right.
that would leave me there, and a lot of times I was tired. But I did all of this as free labor.
Right. Oh, you was not getting paid for that.
I didn't get paid for that. So
Right.
I mean, I came up in the trenches, So all of these chefs, they had mad respect for me as a youngster,
Right. Just trying to make sure you're there
just
to learn what you can and stuff.
to learn what I can.
Right.
I still didn't take it seriously until we went on a field trip to Runaway Bay Heart
Right.
Hotel,
Oh,
because
for our listeners. That's where I met Garcia. That was 2006. I think it was about
um
2006 that I met you.
2005.
Oh,
Yeah, we
2005.
left 2006.
Right, right, right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So we both attended the Runaway Bay Heart Hotel and Training Institute, which is like one of the best culinary institutes in Jamaica. You know, in Jamaica we don't really have like colleges and universities. Well, we do, but they don't really have that like advanced program. So
Yeah.
the Heart was the one that everybody wanted.
Vocational.
Right,
Yeah.
everybody wanted to go to that one. So when you went there, what happened?
So there was like an expo, you know, the culinary students, all the students in that year, they were demonstrating and showing off what they've been doing for the year, fruits and vegetable carving. And that's the thing that really caught my eyes,
Right.
to see all of this amazing stuff that the students did. And I was like saying to my friend, yo, I'm really inspired. And we went back to Spanish Town from that trip, and man, I was really inspired.
Right.
And then the rest is history. I left Jonathan Grant and I did another year at a private institution,
Right.
and I tried to do electrical installation,
So let me tell you.
and that didn't go anywhere, man.
Right,
Like,
right. So guys, I got to tell y'all this. Garcia is one of them persons that he loves to build or make things. And I remember one time we was at Heart, and I think we had like a competition or something going on,
mm-hmm.
and so he wanted a smoker.
No, it was Miami. We went to
Oh, we came
Miami.
to Miami for the competition, the
Yeah,
culinary, the Taste of Jamaica,
Taste of
Taste of the Caribbean.
Caribbean. Yeah,
Right, right. So there's this competition that they have every year. I think it's July.
yeah,
It's called Taste of the Caribbean. It's normally hosted in Miami. So it's like all the chefs from the Caribbean, they come with their culinary team and they compete for the different top prizes. So we came here and he wanted a smoker to make some dish, and he decided that he's gonna make the smoker from scratch. Like, I'm like, so dude, you could have bought this thing online. Back then they didn't really have Amazon. Well, we didn't know about that.
No, yeah, they had Amazon, but I just didn't have the
Right,
capital.
right,
Yeah,
right,
so
right. So we went to Home Depot and he was picking up pipes and all type of stuff. And I'm like, dude, I think you should just cook something regular. And he was just determined. Now the reason why I'm saying that, this guy is always trying to be creative. He's always trying to, go the extra mile for his craft. So I understand what he's saying. So how did you get into art and
so reached to the point when I left this private institution
right,
because I didn't do so well in high school in the other areas of academics. So
right.
my mom gave me a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
She sent me to this new school, but they didn't offer food and nutrition or home economics. So
Right. So at
I
this
had to
point,
change another
so
skill.
you made up your mind that you wanted to do foods. You wanted to be in.
No, I didn't make it up yet. So
Okay.
I was forced to choose another skill area because they weren't doing anything related to hospitality.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how I ended up in electrical installation, and
Ah,
and I'm still afraid of um,
getting shocked.
getting shocked. I'm afraid of electricity,
Mm-hmm.
and so after that, I finished the year, and I I did pretty okay, but I could have done better.
Right.
And my first paying, like real paying job was with Mother's Enterprise,
Mothers. Oh, you mean the Jamaican patty company?
the patty company.
So I gotta let everybody know that's my favorite Jamaican patty company. They have this patty called
Cheese patty or the full house.
no, no, no. I don't eat meat, so now I'm doing the
No.
yeah. So I'm doing well. You know what? When I was in Jamaica, I didn't really mess with the meat like that. Because remember when we started Heart, me and my friends used to do this thing. We used to say to everybody that we're vegetarians and we're Rastafarians, I should say. And Rastafarian culture, they don't eat anything that has a flesh or anything that bleeds. So I started to eat the power patty. That's what they call it, which is
Yeah.
just veggie
Soy.
mince, right? It's a
Yeah.
soy based patty. I actually just got some from Jamaica.
Yeah.
I have a dozen in my freezer right now. Yeah. So you said you started to work at
So
Mother's.
so I even have the scars to show, man. I
Mm,
was the number one patty baker in Mother's. And this is how I learned a lot of skills because listen, I had a store manager who was very disciplined, and she instilled a lot of discipline as it relates to even sanitation as a chef,
right.
because she was like, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean, stuff
Oh,
like that.
oh wow.
So there was a competition within the chain, which was the white glove competition, where you got an award for the cleanest store, the white glove competition, and we topped it for the for the for the time that we were there.
Right, right.
So I mean, it's like I'm gonna do this kind of weird, like fast forward to where I'm at now. I still take these disciplines with me,
Right,
where when I have time to spare, I clean my equipments, and
right, right.
and and all of that came from
From that
those
company.
days,
Right, right, right.
like these disciplines. Wherever I go, the things that stand out to me, resonate, I take them. It's important. The fundamentals, I hold them dear to my heart.
Right.
So
Yeah, yeah. So I
so
understand because I realize that I've traveled a lot and I've worked in a lot of kitchens because I realize that like here in America, there's a lot of a lot of chefs, like everything over here is more detail oriented, and everything is more like more like in Jamaica. Sometimes we just do whatever we want to.
Yeah.
Some places,
Some places.
you got some places that are really on point with cleanliness. You know what I mean? Like I know that which that place you used to work at in the Montego Bay. No,
Oh, Goddard.
Goddard Catering. Yeah, that was really on point with the whole HACCP system and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I can really say that like Garcia is really a determined person. When we used to go to labs at the institution, it was really dope. Like he always be on top of his stuff. He's crazy at times, but I must say, no, for real, yo, you used to do the wildest stuff, and sometimes I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? You do some wild stuff, but he's very creative, very very creative, and he's one of them persons that really motivated me while I was there because I used to do desserts, and he was more on the hot side. So you know what I mean. But I want to go to something else now. So you started hard. That's where we met. We've completed level 1. You decided that you wanted to go to level 2, which is commis chef. I want to know like what motivates you to become a chef. What motivates you? What keeps you going in this industry? Because I know it's very stressful.
What keeps going, or why did I choose a path? Okay, as I said before, I know no other skill. I mean, I fool around construction now, but cooking is all I knew. It's something that came very easy,
Right.
And I'm gonna give you a little story. But when I left Heart after doing level 1 food preparation,
Right.
we went to a job fair, and I wanted to get into the most elite
Hold up.
company.
Hold up. So guys, listen. When you talk about determination and knowing what you want, I also have to give this guy. I remember when we almost completed hard, right? And Garcia said to me, "Listen, I want to work at Ritz Carlton." And I was saying to myself, like, okay, I don't know, man. That's like one of the best hotels. Well, back then, I'm not sure what it is like now, but back then, that was one of the best hotels to work in terms of pay, standard, quality, and just everything in general. So he told me that, and I don't know what he did. And one day he called me like, "Yeah, man, I got the job." I was like, "Yeah, for real?" And then he told me he was working as a bartender.
No, it was a waiter.
A waiter. I'm like, what? I was like, yo, how the hell you gonna just switch from going to school? We went to school for 9 months.
Yeah.
And then we never did nothing. Well, we probably did one little course to do like waitering, like learn how to set a table and whatnot, how to the proper way to bring a tray.
Yeah.
We had to learn that, but you never had no experience in that area. And he landed a job at this prestigious place as a waiter. I didn't understand it.
So I'm gonna be like real with this now. So we went to this job fair, and we did the interview and everything like that, and they asked the questions and I answered them. I don't remember what the questions are, but
Right.
I answered them. So we left, and there was a letter that came that requested us for orientation and stuff. So when went to the orientation, I was expecting to get the position of a prep cook or something like that.
Right.
But then it said assistant server.
Oh, that's what it said?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh man. So I went to this food and beverage manager, and I said I applied for a culinary position, a cook position. He said, okay, I'm sorry, we don't have any of these positions available. We only have servers.
Right.
And I think bartenders. I'm like, okay, no problem. But I wanted to get into this company so bad,
Right. You just willing
and,
to do whatever.
and this was my foot in, and I wasn't about to blow it, you know.
Right, right, right.
So I took the opportunity. I went, and I was like, I went home and I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to get in the company, and let me tell you, man, I was the best assistant server ever.
Oh
I
my
got
God.
I got promoted to a server within a year,
Listen, man.
and
With
I
no
worked
experience
with
of
no
being.
experience of being a server,
Right, right.
and and then I worked a year as a bartender. And in that space of time, I learned so much because then, because of my food knowledge, I had a relationship with the chefs in my restaurant.
Right.
You know, every day I would go, I find out the specials, I'd ask questions.
Right, right.
And then I found out the culture of the company where I could do lateral training,
Mm-hmm.
where you could work one department and then do your overtime in another department.
Right, right, right.
And culinary was my
Area that you did
the
right,
overtime.
right.
So I was chef slash
Bart
waiter
slash
slash
bartender.
bartender. Man, these guys I was killing it.
Yeah,
And
you
at the
were. You
same
were.
time, I was doing school,
Yeah,
you
we was
know,
doing commis chef.
coming chef.
Right.
And I was doing it. I was on top of my game, man. I got good reviews from my guests. I knew everything as it relates to serving my food, the cooking methods, and everything. I was
Right, right.
killing it.
And then you know what was
You know?
what drive me crazy with that is the commis chef program that they had. It was, I think it was 8 months.
Yeah. I
And
had to
then it
do
was eight
different.
months, and every month you have to work in a specific department. So, like, let's say the first month you work in the butcher shop, you have to work in the butcher shop for 5 days a week,
Mhm.
1 day off, and then and the following day you go to school.
Right.
So, it was really mind blowing to know that Garcia could go to school. He was working as a bartender slash waiter, but he was still finding time to do his, because they gave us we had to make sure, because we had to sign in every
Yeah,
day
we had to
for
work
each,
at different
right, for the
hotels too.
experience, right. So every hotel, the course is set up where every hotel you have to do a specific area. Like some of the hotels are known for the garmager, or some of them are known for pastry. Like the one I was working at, which is Couples, they was known for pastry. So
Right.
everybody that was doing the commis chef program had to come to Couples to do their month in pastry. So that, well, not everybody, but everybody that lives in the
Most.
Ochiria side.
Yeah.
So because I was living in Ochiris at that time, but it was crazy to see that he was working as a bartender slash waiter, but he was doing a culinary course. And at that point, I was like, man, this guy's really, really. I thought he was crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought you were crazy.
Everyone thought that.
Because I'm like, yo, why would you even take a job in that area that you're not trained to be in that area? And he told me one day, he's like, man, listen, I just wanted to get in this company. And the type of person that I know Garcia is, he's one that always wants to learn. He's not going to back down from a challenge. I didn't understand it, but he did what he did, and it worked out. So you finished your commis chef.
Yeah. But before I finished coming chef,
Right.
I applied for the pro chef with CIA.
Oh, the Culinary Institute of America.
Yeah, and I can remember the manager for Runaway Be Heart
Right.
was saying to me that I don't have enough experience. One, and you can't be doing the commis chef and then start CIA. You had to do chef the party.
Right.
And I was like, oh yeah, I need to get this thing done.
Oh yeah, I remember that time. No, like now you're talking. I'm picturing the school. I'm remembering a lot of the things that was going on. Like I remember me and you was doing commis chef at the same time.
Yeah.
And you said you wanted to do the CIA, and I'm like, bro, we just finished school. How you gonna get over?
We didn't even finish.
Yeah, I was like, man, you pushing it.
Yeah.
But being the person you are, like I'm saying, guys, this guy is one of them people that once he makes his mind up, he's gonna do it. It don't matter what nobody said. He's not gonna take no for an answer. And he actually did it. Right?
So I sneaked into an exam that was going on. I came with the money and I paid the lady. She didn't ask. I paid for the exam. I did the exam. I passed the exam.
What
And
kind of exam was that?
for
CIA
the entry exam
for
for
CIA.
CIA, yeah.
Oh, you're right.
So I'm like, yo.
So this guy, he's not even supposed to be doing it because normally the people that do so the CIA program is pretty much it's
Advanced.
an advanced professional chef. It's a program that is created by the government to certify executive chefs in Jamaica. So what they do is they had a collaboration with the Culinary Institute of America in New York. They bring chefs to Jamaica. They made a little like what you call it, like a program
You
with
know, no, it's
some
not
stuff
just for Jamaica. It's a program in their
in their institution,
system. Yeah,
right?
in it.
Oh, so they
It's
just brought it
yeah,
to
it's
Jamaica.
yeah. They
So it
just
was
introduced
subsidized.
it.
So
Yeah,
the government paid for some of it, and we paid
yeah,
for some of it.
right,
Right. So that program was created just to help the chefs in Jamaica because we don't have we didn't really have like an institution like a Culinary Institute of America
you're right,
to certify our chefs.
you're right.
So they came with that program to certify the chefs. And this guy with minimal experience, just finishing level 1, doing level 2, no experience in cooking, is gonna go to that program, which is normally set out for people who are working in the industry for like 10, 15 years, 5
Yeah.
years experience, whatever it is. You know what I mean? So you did the
So,
test and what happened?
so I went to that entry exam and I passed it with flying colors. And I'm like, yo, okay. I didn't say anything to anyone. So I finished coming chef. So I was doing the 2 courses simultaneously.
So he's doing commis chef and CIA.
So I'm doing commis chef and I'm doing CIA right now, and I'm traveling from Saint from one state to the next. It would be parish.
Right. In Jamaica we call it parish. But
Yeah.
in America it would be like
And
a
then
state,
and then I'm working my 9 to 5
which is in bartending and serving.
and serving.
Right. And this
So
is the point
yeah,
where you told me that you met your wife, your now wife,
yeah.
and you was gonna get married, which you brought that whole scenario up in like a conversation one day. He was like, "Yeah, man, so I met this girl and I really like her and whatnot." And I'm like, "What?" And then you told me like you getting married, and I'm like, "Okay, so you just gonna
that
mix?"
was actually a year after.
When you
It was a year after Pro Chef Level 1 CIA. It was
that's
a
when
year.
you get married.
Yeah, it was a year after when I was doing chef
well,
cuisine.
because I was like, I remember we was at that beach right there at the bottom, and you told me you was getting married, and I'm like, okay,
I was very focused, man.
Yeah, you was doing a lot. So at this point, we chilling at this beach. It's called the Flavors Beach.
Mm-hmm.
That's right there in St. Han in Port Antonio. I'm talking about Port Antonio in
Runaway Bay.
In Runaway Bay. Sorry. And they're chilling and whatnot because that's where we used to hang out. I got some pictures of us back then. I'm gonna post those pictures, but yeah, one day we was chilling and he said to me, "Yeah, man, I'm getting married." So I'm like, "Okay, so who you getting married to?" I ain't never meet this girl or nothing, and we friends. We going to school every Saturday or whatever. We talk whatever, and you never, yeah. I met this girl. She going to the University of the West. Was it UE or UTEC?
Yeah,
UE. Yeah, she was training to become a doctor. So I'm like, okay, so what's gonna happen? I'm like, bro, you going to school? I don't think you can. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna do it. I was like, all right, do what you doing. But you know what? So you started CIA. I just had to say that story because it came to my mind just now.
Yeah, it was a real struggle though. I can remember. No, I had to pay my tuition, which is much greater.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of money, man. We was paying it was like 1,000, like 1,200 US.
1,200.
And
At that time, that was a lot.
That was a lot of money because we wasn't making that much money back then.
So I had to start doing a lot of overtimes and all of these things.
Right.
So I remember like sleepless nights. I had to read my lessons, like do my homeworks, assignments, whatever they were.
Right.
Be ahead of the class and then still go to work and function. And man, I mean, everything was just like clockwork.
Right.
But you know what drove me even harder to get it done. The fact that this lady told me that I'm not supposed to and I can't.
Mm.
And that was always the fuel to my flame. When you
Yeah.
tell me that I can't do something, man, I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Right, right. You
And
was
I,
always determined, man.
and I did that. And when I finished Pro Chef Level 1, I got a grant, which was like they granted me like $1,000
Right.
for they granted me like $1,000
Mm-hmm.
towards my next year of study,
Right. And it was what, three
and
years?
3 years.
Right.
Yeah, and man, I was killing it, man.
Yeah, you were
Like
killing it. You was doing a lot. Like I said, you one of them people that I really, really look up to because you're very determined. You're very dedicated, and he's like you let nothing stop you. Like a lot of times back then, like I did CIA, I did level 1, and then after I did level 1, I realized that this is not doing nothing for me because I love desserts, I love pastry, and most of what they was teaching is more like they was training you to become an executive chef. I did not want to become an executive chef, so I stopped at level 1. But you continued and you went on to
level 3.
level 3.
Yeah.
Right, right. So you competed level
So
3, and then
so things started getting tight.
mhm,
I was working 2 jobs now. I was working the Ritz Carlton, then
right.
we opened a new resort, Secrets,
That's one is
Golf and
Montego Bay.
Spa. That was like 1,000 and odd rooms,
Right.
and I was going like to work like 5 a.m. in the morning.
Mm,
I left at 1. That's one job, and then I had to be at the other job by 2 in the afternoon,
right.
and I worked from 2 till about 11:30. You know,
Right.
and I didn't reach home until about 12:30,
Mm.
and I was doing that for 9 months straight,
Yeah, that was a
and
lot.
I'm still studying, and
You also got to have a social life, and
I'm a new wed, and
right, right, because you had married by
yeah,
then,
yeah.
right?
So it was like a lot of pressure, and you know, I mean, it was all of this that that I went through
Hmm.
in my younger years. It molded me like for where I'm at now because I can handle the pressures, pressures in the kitchen, the pressures um in whatever establishment I go in. People ask me every day, how do you do it, chef? I mean, I believe that every young chef
Right.
should take their time
Hmm.
and grow. I mean, you spend all this money going to colleges and stuff. You want to start seeing the return on investment right away, but listen to me.
It takes
Yo,
time.
it takes time
Right.
to be a real good chef,
Right.
a real balanced chef. I
Right.
mean,
Because
balance in every sense,
right.
you know, and listen, it's good coming up in the trenches because you can adapt to every situation.
Right.
I've been I've been working on resorts with 2,000 rooms
Hmm.
to functioning as a personal chef,
Right. Right.
and going back to just a restaurant and then back to another resort. And everybody asks, how do you do it?
Right.
Listen, you can't skip level 1.
No.
You can't skip level 2. You have to just take the course,
Right. Right.
and
So
learn the fundamentals.
right. So life has stages that you got to go through because we've been in the field for what, probably like 15 years.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, 15 years, and it don't seem like that long. We started out, as I said, at level 1. We started out learning the basic stuff. Over the years of experience, we got a lot of exposure, traveling and just doing various stuff, and it worked out. You know what I mean? And a lot of chefs nowadays, some people like in America here. For me, I think a lot of the people, they go to school, they get a degree, they come out of school, and they go straight into a supervisor position with no experience. You know what I mean?
and
And
I,
I
and
feel
I,
like that don't work. You know
and
what I mean?
half of them fail. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
the other thing is that, you know, a lot of these culinary institutions, you know, they give them a false hope
Right.
because, and I think that a lot of these courses, they're drawn out. I mean, 3 years, 4 years, these people spend a lot of money,
Right.
and they're leaving culinary school thinking that, hey, as soon as I've finished my course and I go out in the real world, I'm gonna get a job as an executive sous chef or exec chef. Come on,
Right.
man. Like, hey, it doesn't work like that.
No.
You know, and a lot of these people, they fail miserably.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and a lot of them, they can't function under pressure.
Right.
You
And
know,
that's
if
very important when you're a
and
chef.
yeah, when you're a
Yeah,
chef,
man.
it's important that you don't get emotional. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, as Mark Pierre White, that's my number one chef. You
Right,
know,
right. And I saw
yeah,
you was hanging out with him the other
yeah.
day. You know.
So he said,
So what did he tell you?
it's, you know, we didn't speak much personally,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but he spoke to a group of us, you know,
Right.
and he shared his experience, you know, and he was talking about anger management as a chef, and controlling your ego and temper and everything like that, you know. He
Right.
says emotions are for the bedroom.
Really?
Yeah, it's for the bedroom.
Oh man.
It's not for the kitchen, you know. And as a mature chef,
That's true. I'm thinking
that,
about it now. It makes
yeah,
sense.
you don't get too emotional
About nothing.
about nothing
Right.
because you lose your cool easily.
Right, right, right.
And trust me, I grew up where I had to say yes chef, no chef,
Right.
you know.
Because back then, it's not like now where
Yeah,
a lot of like back then when we was in the culinary field, these chefs were really brutal. Like they would say whatever to you, and you can't say nothing
yeah,
because you want to learn. You just have to say yes, chef,
no chef.
no chef. It don't matter how disrespectful they are. You just gonna take it because most of these chefs are really good.
Yeah,
And you as a young soldier in the kitchen, you want to learn as much as you can. So
yeah,
you just gotta suck it up and just keep it moving.
yeah. But no, you can't do that.
No, you get
No,
fired. Like if the
yeah,
chef talks to somebody really rude,
yeah,
they gonna fire you.
yeah. But you know, you get fired, and these people move on. They don't learn anything.
No.
You know, they can't function. They don't have the critical thinking. You know, so I'm grateful for the experiences that I had
Right.
as a young chef. You
Mhm.
know, you gave me 2 bags of potatoes to peel. I'm done.
Right.
What's next, chef?
What's
Oh, 2 more bags of potato.
right,
Okay,
right.
chef.
Right, right.
And
Like
I'm done.
right
And
back
so
then
what
that's what
next,
they used to
chef?
do.
A bag of onions. You cry all over.
All day.
You cry all day over that big bag of
Man.
onion.
Man,
What next, chef?
you bringing memories back. Like I
So
remember when I used to do becoming chef. When we go to the properties, like they don't trust us, they don't know us. So you knew you're there for a month. So let's say we go to the pantry. We doing the cold station and you learning salads and stuff. You go there, they're giving you the most stupid things to do.
yeah,
They giving you peeling lettuce and taking off the bag leaves, and you doing like a whole 3 bags of lettuce. I mean like 3 big 5-gallon bags, not 5 gallon, like what? Like a garbage bag.
yeah.
Huge bags. And it was crazy, man, because back then we were like,
It
yo,
was
come on, man.
brutal.
We need to do stuff that we can, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
yo, listen, you have to do what you have to do. You have to start from the bottom
yeah,
and grow yourself.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But a lot of these young chefs now, they want to start from the top, and
Yeah.
it's evident, man. You can't go from a banquet function where you're doing like 2,000, 1,000, 500 plating, and
Mhm.
then you move from banqueting. They say, "Oh, we don't need you here anymore. I'm gonna send you to a la carte."
Right.
You go to a la carte, you can't function. Hey,
Right.
in my days, you had to be able to go from the butcher shop
Right.
and do your production
Right.
for a property for like 500 rooms.
Right. Because
And
most of the hotels in Jamaica, they all inclusive, and most of them have like more than 250 rooms.
yeah,
So it's like, just imagine the amount of workload that you have. You have to provide everything for, if you're working, let's for instance, you're working in a butcher shop. You have to provide all the meats
For all
and
the
stuff for
outlets.
all the restaurants for lunch and dinner and sometimes breakfast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a lot of work. And
And
most
then they say, oh, we don't need you in the butcher shop anymore. I'm
right,
gonna
right.
send you to banquets.
So you just got to you got to be
Yeah.
able to fit in anywhere you go. And I think
That,
that's what helped us
hey.
to be able to function in life because we learned the hard way.
Yeah.
You know, I realize that nowadays we got the internet and, you know, somebody could just put some pictures up and, you know, I get a couple of likes and then now they saying they chefs. You know what I mean?
No, it's
Like
not.
for me,
It's not
like for
about the
me,
hype, man.
nah, like for me, I grew up in a time where, you know, you have to put the work in. I never call myself a chef because
Yeah.
in order for you to be a chef, you have to have experience in every department.
Definitely.
If you want to say you're a pastry chef, you have to be able to work every area in a pastry shop. You have to be able to do wedding cakes. You have to be able to do plated desserts. You got to be able to do breakfast pastry. You know what I mean? And a lot of these
Right.
people nowadays, they do a couple of wedding cakes and they say, "Oh, I'm a pastry chef."
Everybody's a chef.
You know what I mean? Like everybody, it drives me crazy. Like I don't understand it.
Yeah.
You gonna just work in the field. You go to school for 3 years. You work for 1 year, and then you telling me you're a chef. Nah, you're not a chef.
No, you're not a chef.
That's my opinion. You're not a chef. You have to have at least 10 years in the field to be a chef. Like I think people who work in the field for 2 years and you're a sous chef, it just don't make no sense to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It don't make no sense.
And-
But it's one of them things that you just gotta.
And this is one of this. So we're in Orlando now.
Right.
So a week, like 4 days ago, we spent a week at the ACF.
Yeah. So tell us about that.
The ACF convention, 2019, right? And a lot
What
of
is the ACF?
American Culinary Federation.
Oh.
So, I mean, we met at a regional conference.
Mm.
You know,
So it's pretty much, it's like a, what would you call that now? It's like one of them big. So is that like awards or it's just like a showcase?
It was a conference.
Oh, it's
like,
a conference. So
yeah.
people just come in and
people
they
come in.
Oh, okay.
Expos.
Right. Demonstrations and
demonstrations.
stuff like that.
You know.
Right. Booths set up with people selling stuff, uniform and whatever.
Demos. You know. Sessions, teaching sessions, seminars. You know.
Right.
I mean, listen. This is so cool. This is so amazing. Like every chef that I've met, I mean, I'm a Jamaican chef.
Right.
I don't have the license to work in the United States.
Right.
I just came here on this expo and I met all of these great chefs. Some of them are veterans in the building.
Right.
In the system and in our career. And I realized that we all have something in common.
Yeah, we do.
And these senior chefs, they're facing the same things in Jamaica, you know, in America, you know, even with the young chefs, you know, they have to be mindful of what they say and how they say. I mean, don't get me wrong, you have some chefs that are assholes.
Oh yeah,
you know.
I think most chefs are assholes. Like, because it's very pressuring. Like, when you're a chef, you have so much responsibilities. You have to make sure all 40-something staffs that you have are doing what they're supposed to do. You got to maintain your food costs. You got to make sure all 2,000 guests are happy. Yeah. That's not easy, man. Yeah. That's not. Just imagine you have 2,000 people under your control, and you have to make sure everybody's happy. And, you know, like back then, I didn't get it. Like, some of the chefs that I've worked with, it was always hangry. They was always smoking, and it was just
the pressure is great.
The pressure of life is really rough in the kitchen. You know what I mean? And now being more mature in it, I understand. I understand why back then they were so strict and why they used to talk the way they talk, because they have to get their point across to you. Right. You know what I mean? Everybody have to do right. You got to do what you got to do. Yeah, because if you mess up, you're out.
Because they come under a lot. They come under a lot of fire. Because hey, I hear a chef saying something like, a doctor can kill a patient a day, but a chef can kill 1,000 in a day. I mean, you have some chef that do something stupid, right? And you have an outbreak, right? You know. You have thousands of
1,000 people sick, 1,000 people going to the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, look how many cruise lines had to dock and cut their voyages short because they have
salmonella outbreak or
they had
something
a
simple.
outbreak, a
Right.
foodborne illness.
Right. Right.
You know, so I mean, this cooking thing is a serious thing.
Right.
It's not a joke thing. So when you have all these sensitive people working, I mean, yeah, you have to deal with people in a professional manner, but listen, you can't sugarcoat it. Yeah, you have to take care of the young ones and guide them in the right way.
Right.
But man, we didn't get
Baby.
um
Nobody was sheltering us.
lullabies and
Right.
all of
Right.
these
Right. It
shit.
was pretty
But
rough.
it was rough, and
Right.
I mean, I think it made us what we are today.
Right.
And
And it made us stronger, man. Like right now, for me, I am able to adapt myself or to fit myself in any kitchen. You know what I mean? Like for instance, if I go to a department, like any hotel I go to, I can go there and in 2 days I can adjust myself. And it's
yeah,
because of the teaching that I got while I was learning over the 15 years that I've been in the kitchen. You know what I mean? But one of the things I want to talk to you about, Garcia,
yeah,
I want to get, because we've been here for a minute and we could talk all night because we love
we vibing.
yeah, we vibing, we we
Yeah,
having a drink and whatnot. We over here, we got our own little spot chilling. The kids are in the room and whatnot. So I want to talk to you about some other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, honestly, I realized that living in America for over like 4 years now, I realized that people love Jamaicans. They love everything about Jamaica.
yeah,
They love the food. They love the music.
yeah,
They love the lifestyle.
yeah,
And like now I'm sitting back and nowadays I think to myself, like everywhere you go, if you're watching a movie, you may be watching a crime movie, you may be watching a love story, and then in some part of that movie you're gonna see something about Jamaica.
yeah,
You know what I mean? You listen to the radio, you're gonna hear a Jamaican song. Like sometimes you go to like I saw you post a video the other day,
mm-hmm.
and there was a song from Jamaica playing in the background. So I'm thinking to myself, what can I do? Because this is where I'm at in my life. I'm thinking, what can I do to improve on the food and the culture? So I want to ask you, first question I want to ask you is, what are your views on Jamaican, the culinary scene in Jamaica? What do you think about this? What the culinary the chefs in Jamaica are doing with the food? Because for me, I think they could do a lot more.
Yeah. So my view on that is that we try to do a lot of international cuisine.
Right.
We try to cook like the French, we try to cook like the Italian,
Right.
we try to do other world cuisine,
Right.
which is not a bad thing.
No.
But we have a land that is rich.
Mm-hmm.
It's rich in culture.
Right.
It's rich in
It's rich in a lot of
everything,
things.
in a lot of things.
Right. Right.
And if you should connect the dots, I mean, everyone's trending with Asian cuisine.
Right.
Like everywhere, almost every popular world cuisine tries to fuse with Asian now. The French, the
Right. So they like on the top
yeah.
now, right now.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, when you watch like the world skills,
yeah,
or any competition, the Asian people are really on top.
yeah,
Like if you really pay attention, the French are known for starting it,
yeah.
like bringing it to a level where it's professionally
Novel
knowledge.
cuisine.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they taught us in school.
Right.
But when you think about the Asian people, Chinese, Japanese, whatever you want to, these people are really talented.
Right.
You know what I mean? They know they create. They're very creative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm happy you said that because I think we as Jamaicans, I know our motto is out of many one people.
Right.
Because we're made up
we have a big Asian influence.
Right. We're made up from different cultures and whatnot. But I think that we are unique with the style of cooking, the ingredients we have. And I feel like we can do a lot more with what we have.
So all of these guys trying to take on like other world cuisines, but we have a lot of ingredients
Oh
that
man, don't even talk about it.
like like some of them are indigenous to Jamaica.
Indigenous. Like some of them are so flavorful. And then one of the things I realized from living outside of the United States, and the only way you could see this is when you move outside of Jamaica.
Yeah,
When you live in America or you live in wherever in the world, then you see the importance of our culture. Like you realize that people really respect, like everywhere you go, everybody will eat
everybody
oxtail.
like
Everybody
even
want a Jamaican patty.
so even this conference we've been at.
Right.
I had just a short conversation with Marco personally, and he was like, "Yeah, I've been to Jamaica like a couple of times, and to me, out of all the islands I've been to, Jamaica is way different."
Way
And
different.
he made mention of the food,
That's what I'm
like
saying.
the flavors that we pack. I mean,
Exactly.
it's a robust kind of, it's robust kind of flavors,
Right.
rich,
Right.
but I mean, you can find it nowhere else. And a lot of people come to Jamaica, they taste these things, they go crazy. They
Right.
come back to the States or wherever they go,
Mm-hmm.
and they capitalize on it because
That's true. That's true, man.
and as a Jamaican chef or as Jamaican chefs, I don't think that we do enough with our ingredients.
No.
I
No.
don't think that
We
we do
don't try to
enough.
be creative with it.
Yeah, we don't. I don't think that we do enough with our culture,
No.
and a lot of us we don't really know the culture,
We don't know it.
anyways.
Exactly. And then
Until you know the culture and
mhm.
understand it and can appreciate it, then we can move forward with the Jamaican cuisine. Because I'm telling you, Jamaican food, Jamaican people, Jamaican culture
Everything.
has touched
Everybody. Every part of the world.
every part of the world.
Right.
I'm telling you,
Music, food,
music,
the
food.
dance,
You
everything.
ask them
Right.
everywhere you travel.
Like right now, if all right, there's a restaurant here in America, Bahama Breeze. They say it's a Caribbean based menu. But
Right.
all right, for instance, when you're here, right?
Yeah.
Most people, let me pass in the drink, people. We just having a vibe. You know?
We're
we
vibing.
vibing, we vibing. So like most people in most of the times when you're here, right? If you tell somebody you're from the Caribbean, they're gonna ask you where you're from, and they pretty much gonna straightforward think you're from Jamaica. I have an uncle, right? He's
Yeah.
from the U.S. Virgin Island. He sound like a Jamaican. Whenever he talks, people say, "Where you from?" He say, "He's from the Caribbean." People say, "What part?" Jamaica. He get upset because everybody affiliate the Caribbean with Jamaica.
Right.
Well, for me, just like you said, I think we don't utilize our ingredients. You know what I mean? In terms of like when it comes to desserts, because that's my strong point. I think that nobody knows that Jamaican people have desserts. You know what I mean? And I feel like we can really uplift or bring the Jamaican desserts to a level where, like, all right, for instance, let me tell you something. I know this chef Chef Colin Brown.
Yeah. No.
He's a really motivator for me. He told me one time in my life that don't you ever try to cook like the French, because you will never be as good as the French.
Right.
And I didn't understand what he meant when he told me that. That was like 3-4 years ago. Nah, it's probably 6 years ago. And now I understand what he's saying. Like, for instance, you cannot cook like the French people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to cook what you know.
Right.
And we're Jamaicans. We grew up on this food.
Right.
Let me tell you something, man. Even if you go to Las Vegas, you're going to find something with Jamaican influence.
Yeah.
Every menu has jerk chicken on there. Every menu. And I'm saying that there is nobody trying to do nothing out of the ordinary. The Taste of Jamaica, there's a competition they have in Jamaica called the Taste of Jamaica.
Yeah.
We entered it. I won in 2012, 2011, I think. I got the Pastry Chef of the Year. And like I'm saying that we did local stuff. It's all about you showcasing the culture. You know what I mean? So pretty much you have to make a dessert or an entree from local ingredients. But you find that some people concept on desserts or food. For me, I have to speak on desserts because that's what I'm strong at. A lot of people concept on making something Jamaican is making a cheesecake and putting a tambourine in it, and they think it's Jamaican. No, you have
Yeah.
sweet potato pudding. You have a toto.
Blue
You know, you
dress.
have blue draws, and I'm saying nobody's trying to elevate these stuff.
Drops.
There's coconut drops. You know what I
Mm.
mean? If you come to America, you ask somebody, you know what a coconut drops is? Like an American, they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The most they gonna once you tell somebody from Jamaica, they're gonna tell you Bob Marley, jerk chicken, patty, and oxtail.
Oxtail.
You know what I mean?
Rice and
And rice and beans. You know what I mean? So it's like I think that the chefs in Jamaica need to start looking into their culture, looking into the environment, opening their eyes. Stop trying to cook like the French people.
Yeah.
Stop trying to cook like Italians. Stop trying like most of the restaurants, that's what they do. No, man. Embrace our culture. It's rich, it's vibrant.
Yeah.
People are coming from overseas
To taste.
and they're not even they're coming there, they're seeing the opportunities and they're making all the best of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They come in there, they're taking our culture, they're bringing it back to wherever they live, and they're making millions. Meanwhile, we got good Jamaican chefs that ain't doing nothing.
Not in the truest form either.
Yeah, but still, like
Yeah.
if you watch Food Network, I was watching Food Network the other day, and I saw this white dude making jerk chicken pasta. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, what do you know about jerk chicken? Everybody have a recipe for their jerk spice.
Yeah.
Everybody got a recipe for whatever they doing. But I'm saying that if the Jamaican chefs can start looking, like for instance, truffle,
Right.
big, you can make so much money. Like people who forage for truffles make so much money.
Right.
I want to get to that stage where we can find something that is as big as truffle for our culture.
Yeah.
I want our culture to get to a place where we can come up with dishes and we can get a Michelin star restaurant, Jamaican restaurant. I was watching the Michelin star the other day because I follow them on Instagram.
Right.
They have a Michelin star vegetarian restaurant.
Right.
I haven't seen a Michelin star Jamaican restaurant. And there's opportunity, there's space for that, but none of us are thinking like that. You know what I mean? And I felt like these young chefs that are coming up, because they are the future, you know what I mean? They need to start thinking like that. Like, what can we do to get to that level? You know what I mean? So with that, I want to transition to this. I want to ask you, what's your favorite ingredient to cook with? If somebody come to you right now and tell you to make a dish, what would be that dish that you make from Jamaica? Because if somebody asks me that, I'm gonna tell them my favorite thing, which is I like green plantains. In America, the Spanish people call it tostones. Some people call it double fried green plantain. Like I remember growing up, I used to make green plantains. So what you do is you peel a plantain, you fry it one time, then you press it, and then you fry it again. So you make it. So I used to eat that with like a over easy egg, and that was mind blowing. So what is your favorite ingredient? Jamaican ingredient? He thinking, people. He thinking.
Without the shadow of a doubt, I like a Jamaican curry.
Jamaican curry.
Some curry chicken.
Right.
And some white rice.
Oh.
That's me. That's
what you like.
That's comfort food for me.
Right.
Like, I would introduce that to you, like, just like that.
Right.
That's something that I cook on a regular.
Right. So, you know what the funniest thing is?
And it has, it's packing different flavors.
Right.
With the trinity of garlic, Scotch bonnet pepper.
Oh, that's spice.
Scallion.
You need that.
Thyme. And a little pimento. Yeah.
I gotta ask you this question because a lot of people tell me all the time.
My white rice.
Hold up, I gotta ask you. Do you put coconut milk in?
Coconut milk.
Ooh wee.
It's done.
Ooh wee, boy.
And I'm not talking the powdered.
No,
coconut
real
milk.
coconut milk.
I'm talking like
You grater it. You
grater
right,
or blending a dry coconut
right.
with some warm water and
Mhm.
extracting that
All the
cream
aroma and the everything out of it.
and just let your chicken and your rice simmer
Simmer
in
down
some
in
of
it.
that with garlic. It's done.
So recently, guys, I got to tell you. So if you don't understand who I'm talking to Chef Garcia Brown. He's presently working in Ocho Rios. I don't know if you want to say the name of the hotel that you're working for, but he presently was cooking for DJ Khaled.
Not
So,
once.
so not once. So whenever DJ Khaled goes to Jamaica, he stays where Garcia is working. So that famous video that you see where DJ Khaled is putting the porridge on the plate with everything.
I don't think this.
Oh man, when you say that yard man thing this, that's my friend Garcia who was making all that. So I asked Garcia the other day, why didn't you tell Khaled that he can't put the porridge on the plate with the rest of the food? But he did what he did, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a part of his culture,
Right.
like having
Everything in one plate.
everything on one plate for breakfast. Grits and whatever, or oatmeal
Right.
without sugar because it wasn't a sweetened porridge.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, it wasn't.
Right, because he's
So
on a diet now, I think.
not only that, like most Americans, if you do a oatmeal, you do it with just milk and cinnamon
hmm
and
Yeah, they put a minimal flavor in their stuff.
yeah,
Like in
minimal
Jamaica,
flavor.
we put pimento leaf and
No,
vanilla and all of that.
yeah,
Right. Just
right.
to bring that
Cinnamon
flavor.
leaf, yeah, to flavor it.
Right.
But it's the opposite.
hmm
You do just a plain oatmeal, and they'll add whatever they want to add to it. They'll sprinkle some brown sugar on top.
Right.
They'll sprinkle they'll just some honey,
Right,
or
right.
they
Because
just
most people going health conscious
some
now and
maple
organic.
syrup,
Right.
or they'll just put some raisins or currants or prunes or fresh berries.
Right.
But DJ Khaled just decided to put everything
In
there,
one plate.
in one plate,
And he put it on the internet, and the internet was going crazy.
crazy.
Like Jamaican people was going in on him.
Everyone was like, "Yo, chef,
You can't
oh,
like everybody
how could
was
you do that."
Everybody was going at DJ Khaled, like Caribbean people,
Yeah,
because like in our culture, you normally serve porridge or cereal, as they call it in America, in a bowl.
yeah. As
So
a side.
right on the side. So he put it on the plate with the rest of the stuff, and everybody was like, "What the hell is he doing? That's like a disrespect."
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But let me tell you something, man.
that's his interpretation.
Right. He was just having fun. I
Yeah.
see that he was happy. I think DJ Khaled just really likes our culture so much. You know what I mean? If you realize when he go there, he be linking up with everybody. He knows everybody.
And that experience to me was an eye opener, because I mean, this is not the first celebrity that I've cooked for.
Right.
And everyone that comes to Jamaica, they want to experience Jamaican culture. They don't want Asian food.
They don't want
French food.
Right.
They want Jamaican comfort food. They want
real Jamaican comfort
oxtail.
food.
They want curry goat.
Right.
They want, for who eat like offals, they'll have liver. They want cow skin.
Right. The real stuff.
The real stuff.
Because a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that.
There's much more to Jamaica than just jerk chicken
and oxtail. Like we came from slaves. You know what I mean? And
we used everything.
Right. Because back then in slavery days, the oxtail was pretty much leftovers what the plantation owners didn't want. You know what I mean? Like the offals, as you said, the livers and the kidneys and the tripes.
Yeah.
That's what the slave owners didn't want. So slave people grew up just cooking that type of stuff and making it flavorful.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of our culture. I'm not sure now
if tribes,
people. Yeah, I'm like now I don't think nobody eats tripes no more.
But there was a big fight in the international scene some years ago where everyone was going for the offals,
Really?
how to cook the lungs and how to
tongue,
cook the sweet, all of these
cow
things,
tongue and all of that.
So I mean, a lot of things in culinary, it's trending,
right?
So we have to create our own trends,
right?
But the Jamaican food, like what's going on for that culture, it just never dies.
Right, right. I
Like
think so too.
everyone wants to try it. I mean, if you look even at the music scene, like over the years from hip hop,
Right, right. Hip hop
what
was
is
created
so
from a Jamaican guy. It was a
yeah,
Jamaican guy in New
yeah.
York that created hip hop.
So
A
what?
lot of people don't know that.
Yeah,
So
you
this
have
is
to
why
know the history, like
I'm showing you how important our culture is, and I feel like if we as Jamaicans can start realizing how powerful
and
we are
appreciate.
and appreciate it, we can change the world. We
Yeah,
can change the dynamic of the food because I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission, Garcia, and I want to change. I want to showcase Jamaican desserts in such a way where it has a standard of the French. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
at an even higher because we have so many local fruits. Like when you talk about the jackfruit, which is it's in Asia, it's in a
yeah,
lot of other countries. When you talk
yeah,
about the mami,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Starple.
yeah,
When you talk about in some countries, the guinep,
yeah.
you know what I mean? That they're just one ingredient in Jamaica that I love, and nobody eats it anymore because these young people now, they don't know these stuff. This thing called a thinking toe.
Thinking though.
You know what I mean? You remember one time you made a dessert from it for a
Yeah,
competition?
yeah.
Like nobody is really trying to showcase these ingredients. When you go to Jamaica, the people in Jamaica are making strawberry, apple. It's everything is international. Nobody's making stuff.
So,
It's
so I'm gonna
crazy.
interject now. Like,
Right.
you know, the new trend now. Everyone's cooking with vegetables. Everyone's going green.
Vegan.
Everyone's vegan.
Right.
But I'm telling
Where
you,
that started from?
if you know Jamaican cuisine,
Rastafarian culture.
there is a lot of depth. There is a lot of layers
Right.
to this cuisine, and you know, I mean, now like back in the days, leading up to where we are now, like
Mhm.
Jamaican people, we didn't get sick. We didn't have
No.
all of these ailments.
No.
You know,
You have Jamaican
because
people that was
or
living to 99,
yeah, like
100.
the food that we used to cook authentically,
Right.
like
Yams
is that
and
the correct
dashins.
word?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Like they were the soul food. Their food that were filled with medicine. It
Right.
was
Remedies
like
and things that can
remedies.
make us
Mean
feel
like,
good. Right.
but now like everyone's taking on what's going on in the world,
Right.
and
Which is
people are
crazy.
now suffering from
And people
like,
getting cancer and people getting all
and
type of ailments
and now they're trying to go back to
to what we know.
eating green
Natural.
and natural
Right,
because
right.
Jamaican cuisine was all
Based
about
on
them.
that.
No MSG, nothing like that.
No.
You have the Trinity in the Jamaican cuisine.
Right.
You have your garlic,
Uh-huh.
you have your pimento, you have
Mm.
your Scotch bonnet pepper, you have your scallion and thyme. Not so much onions.
No. No, because onions is not endemic to our culture. No, onions is not a part of our culture.
Right.
It was brought over there,
And you have a little ginger too.
but that's what I'm saying. Because
Yeah.
like they said, Jamaica is out of many, one people. So you have various different cultures that make up Jamaican culture, right? But like I'm saying to you, we're about to wrap up soon. But like I'm saying to you, I wish that we can understand how far we can take it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're-
Like
they're-
nowadays, you find that back in the days, I can remember Rastafarian culture was so not accepted. Like if you were a Rasta, people would hate you. But
You get
nowadays,
hate more.
everybody want to cook with coconut oil.
Yeah.
You remember when I was growing up, coconut oil was like everything.
Yeah.
Now you try to buy if
So-
you try to buy a bottle of coconut oil, you're gonna spend at least $15.
Definitely.
And if I know if in Jamaica,
my
it's gonna be-
mom used to cook that,
and that was
coconut oil
nothing. That was like the
for
cheapest thing you
medicine.
could get. Right.
Like she used to cook a pot of coconut oil with garlic and eucalyptus,
Right.
and that was a cold remedy
Right.
when I was growing up. So
everything was medicine.
Everything
everything was for a
medicine.
reason. It's not
Yeah.
like now, like people eat.
You cook,
People nowadays eat to get filled.
yeah.
People nowadays eat for pleasure. But there's
Medicine
no
was a
nutrients
food.
to the food. Now, back then,
Yeah.
food was medicine.
Yeah,
Like when you get sick, you don't go to the doctor. You go outside and you get some herbs or you get some bushes. You make a tea or you make a meal and you get better. You know what I mean? And I wish we can get back to that. And now I realize that we're getting there. The whole dynamics of this world is money. Everything is commercialized. So everything is about making money. So, we're about to wrap up. We're brushing on the hour. I just want to ask you one thing, man. What would you really like to see happen to our culture when it comes to culinary? Do you want to see it elevate? You want it to be the same? Do you want to see our culture get to a place where people can recognize on a professional level, where we can get a Michelin star restaurant?
Man, that's that's like that's like a very important question to me.
Right,
You know, Michelin star definitely
right,
has been my dream for Jamaican cuisine. You know, I definitely would like to see the Jamaican cuisine going to heights. And be recognized for more than just a jerk chicken and jerk pork.
right.
You know, all the things that our grandmother and forefathers
I thought it.
prepared. We can prepare um, with a little twist and elevating these dishes.
Right.
I'm telling you, like a stew peas. Um,
The stupid is what?
Stew peas can be kidney beans cooked with either vegetables. It's similar to a feijoada
Right.
from Brazil
Uh-huh.
with a lot of different meats, but it can be different with
Pigtail or
pig's
whatever
tail,
meat you want to
corned
use.
beef.
Mm-hmm.
It can be with vegetables. I mean, you know, some pig trotters,
Right.
curried
Oh,
pig trotters
yeah.
with
Which
some
is pretty much that's like
so, so yeah.
the legs of the pig.
Yeah,
Right.
with some broad beans and stuff like
Oh
that.
man,
So I mean,
I ain't see nobody making that type of
these are
stuff, man.
foods that our
You know what I mean?
grandfathers and grandmothers
Grew
cooked
up
for
on
us. It's like soul food. I would like to see
those stuff
people
in a restaurant.
embracing,
Right.
you know,
That side of the
what
culture,
that side of the culture
and not just oxtail and
and
jerk
ackee
chicken.
and sawfish. So
Right.
I mean,
Even the ackee, like a lot of people don't realize that ackee is a fruit.
mhm,
A lot of people think ackee is a vegetable.
it's
And
a
I've
fruit.
used ackee to make a dessert. You know what I mean? I want people of our culture and the world to know that the ingredients we have are really, really pronounced. We can use them in various ways. And I would really like to see that. But, you know, Garcia, we could talk for hours
For
upon hours
hours.
about food. We love food. We both been in the industry for a long time. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, we're here in Orlando. Tomorrow I'm about to go to
I've never
Disney.
said this though, but
Right.
you've been one of my inspiration, man.
Man, you've been my inspiration. You know what I mean? Like the drive that
Yo.
this dude has is remarkable, guys. And
A
I'm
lot
telling
of
you,
times you motivated me, man.
we got to
And
motivate each other, man. We got to motivate each other.
oh,
It's very important.
so I have a joke to give, right?
Oh Lord, here we go.
When I was in school
Hmm.
and this guy was learning pastry,
Right.
we had an exam and I was
Oh
doing.
Lord, come
I
on,
was,
man.
I
Don't
was,
even. Why are you
I
gonna
was
talk
doing-
about that?
I was gonna do a sponge cake, a chocolate sponge cake, and I overwhipped the egg.
Right.
And I was like, "Murder, can this be used?" And he said, "Yeah, man, yeah, chef." And he's like, "Oh, I want you to sieve the flour and you just fold it in, And I think I overworked
The flour.
the flour, and he was
Right,
like,
right.
"Yo," I was like, "Murdoch, can this be used?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
use it." So I baked this cake, and then I was supposed to assemble my dessert. And I was like, it was a layered sponge cake, and it's like, "Yo, Murdoch."
It's
After
really
I
hard.
finish baking, it's just
Oh
like,
my
"Murdoch,
God, I'm so embarrassed about
Murdoch,
this.
can we use this?" He's like, "Yeah, man, you can use it. Just wet it with some syrup." and when I assembled my dessert and everything like that, and the instructor was like, "Am I supposed to taste this?" Right?
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like we was in a room where everybody was trying to complete their food on time, and he was asking me questions. Now I try to remember it.
That was my weakest point.
Yeah, and I was really strong at it, and I'm like, come on, man, bro. I'm trying to get my stuff done. I'm struggling over here, and he asking me questions. I was just saying, yeah, but I felt bad after I told him that because I saw how bad it was. But But
I learned.
and the chef was super. And listen, man, what's it? Kendrick Stewart. Stewart.
Kendrick Stewart.
This guy he's a character. He was one of them people. He gonna tell you exactly like it is, straightforward,
Eloquently.
and very eloquently. You know what I mean? But this guy was so disrespectful sometimes. You know, everybody was
a lot
afraid
of
of him.
sarcasm.
Oh yeah, man. Well, he was a good
Like,
guy.
am I supposed to taste the chef?
Am I supposed to taste it? But let me tell you guys, like I'm saying, man, this was really fun. I haven't seen my friend Garcia in over probably 6 years. And it was really good to meet up with him today. And I decided that I wanted to do an interview with him because I know how passionate he is about his craft. And I know how dedicated he is, you know. So I wanted to start this off with my friend Garcia. You know what I mean?
Food is love, man.
Food is love. Everything we do, like he said earlier, we know nothing else but food.
Yeah.
You know, if I was supposed to get out of the kitchen right now, I'm not sure what I would do.
So few people I could speak about food with coming up as a chef. You know, Shea Stewart.
Right.
Elite Creation. Big up yourself.
Right. He has that restaurant called what is Palette?
Palette, yeah.
In Kingston, right?
Shea.
Well, if you go to Kingston, check out the Palette restaurant. Yeah. He's a really good dude. I was supposed to meet. He came to Miami the other day, and I messaged him and I told him I was gonna come by, but I had gotten in an accident, so I didn't get to go see him. But whenever I come back to Jamaica, I'm definitely gonna link up with him and whatnot.
Shay and Murdoch is one of the few people that I can sit and really talk about food. I mean, we don't always agree on stuff, you know.
Right.
You know, it's always a good conversation, good energy, man.
Definitely.
And I love talking to these guys, you know.
Right.
You know, and I'm proud of Murdoch, you know.
Yeah, man. I'm proud of you too, man. And you know,
big up yourself.
Over the years, this guy has grown. You know what I mean. Now he's a married man with 2 kids, and you know, I got to put it out there. He doing his thing. You know what I mean. You know, we all here in Orlando. They going to Disney World to enjoy themselves. You know, I had to drive up to come see him, and I mean, I have my son, and we just vibing, man. We're staying at a nice resort over here in Orlando, and we just gonna have a vibe. We're gonna go to Disney World in a couple tomorrow. We're going to go for 2 days.
Yeah.
Tomorrow and Monday, and I gotta drive back to Miami to go to my work and whatnot. But you know, he gonna be here for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Gonna go back to Jamaica. I'm trying to come to Jamaica this year. I'm not sure when, but yeah, we're gonna wrap it up now, guys. So tell us where we can follow you on Instagram. Or social media.
Chef Garcia Brown on Instagram. Garcia Brown.
Right.
I haven't been on Facebook in a while.
Ain't nobody going. I don't know, man. I'm not into Facebook like I used to be.
So
it's just Instagram. So Chef.
I'm on the Instagram.
So Chef Garcia Brown. And guys, if you want to have him to do some private chef, if you go to Jamaica and you need somebody to cook for you, you can hit him up.
All right.
You want to put your
Garcia. No, it's GARCISEANB@gmail.com.
So repeat that again.
GARCISEANB@gmail.com.
Right. So you can hit him up, guys. He can be your private chef for a night, maybe a week, whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
If you're in Ocherios, Montego Bay, Negril, wherever you at, he gonna come to you. Hit him up. You know how it is. One love. Garcia, thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Have a good night, guys. Have a good day, or whenever you're listening to this. One love.